All right, this is a teachable moment directed to two different constituencies. One is to the NLP group that's looking at business applications and business communication, and the other, of course, is to the management team of the Webroot Corporation. And members of that team that might be interested in this might be Dick Williams, CEO, Paul Littman, and Steve Holton, VPs. Guys, here's the problem that I've had, and this is a problem that's persisted over a decade in my dealings with the Webroot Corporation. I would like to preface this by saying that Webroot makes a fantastic product that I have always been a real evangelist for, and I think everybody should have that or something similar to it on their machine. They make a product called Window Washer that just takes every piece of junk that doesn't need to be on your hard disk and removes it. And very, very well. It's a very competently effective, clean piece of code, and I've never had a problem with it, and it's probably just saved me a world of grief. So I am very pro the product, although I now find that there are other products that I like equally as well. But the problem that I have continuously encountered dealing with Webroot is not the product, which is good. The problem I've encountered has been the way their e-commerce works. And within that problem is they will send you an email or attempt to send you an email with a download link. So when you order the product, you may get a download link that's immediately presented to you. And if you order a multiple of the product, in this case I ordered 3, the download link will allow you to download one on one machine, but then that's it. And you then have to go to your email to be able to use the download link. Now the problem is that certain email hosts, for some reason, have, and this is very long-standing, consistent problem, simply not allowed any mail in from Webroot. And that is one of my primary email hosts that I've been using. Reflects Webroot mail, and so it appears to me that Webroot has not received the order, or is not responding or not cooperating with the order. And then we've always had to go and phone in and have a phone discussion and send it to a secondary email host that is okay with it. Now my question to you guys over at Webroot is, how is it that this frustrating, infuriating problem has persisted for over a decade when Dell gets through fine, Amazon gets through fine, ESET gets through fine, and there was a time when I had this very, very bad experience with Symantec, and there was this little Slovakian company no one ever heard of, ESET, that does just incredibly good antivirus work. I think ESET is absolutely the state-of-the-art PC antivirus tool, and that's the one I use, and I recommend it to everyone. I would like to continue to recommend Webroot's Window Washer, but it's a real problem that certain emails will not take it, and it won't even show up in the spam box. So I found that very provoking, and customer service, when I would call in, didn't seem to really comprehend that this might be an issue. Okay, so NLP people and also you Webroot people, how simple is the possible resolution for this problem? I think if the customer service was simply aware that this might be a problem, all right? So if there had been some way of capturing the fact that this was something going on and this was causing a certain amount of customer frustration or customer alienation, they should know simply to ask, is there another email address we could send this to that isn't connected to that particular host? Is there some other location we might want to try? That would be such a great basic question. So if you said, we'll try it, but if you're having a problem, if you haven't received something immediately, perhaps we could try another box. Why didn't that ever get asked? Why didn't that ever get built into the corporate culture to make that basic inquiry that could totally change the customer experience? So nothing came into my box. I was very frustrated, which inspired me to go and look for other products. So I went out and I looked for this one, Win Cleaner One Click, And I thought, yeah, this stuff's pretty good actually. I tried it side by side and just went and bought it over at J&R, put it on the system. And when I run Wind Cleaner one click, it seems to get everything off. There's nothing more for window washer to remove. And Wind Cleaner one click also seems to have a couple of extra bits and pieces that it cleans up. So, management team at Webroot, time to check in with yourselves and check in with the kind of questions you're training your people to ask and how you've developed your customer service interface with your clients. If you had just been asking one or two very well-designed questions that would surface certain problems, you might not have me out there looking for Wind Cleaner one click. I would still be a very loyal customer. I probably still am, but now I see both, and I'm looking at both, and I'm thinking about both, and I definitely have to warn people about this problem. So, where was the breakdown? How did that little piece of testing of the customer response fail over a 10-year period to ever find its way into the structure of how you had customer service working? That's a really interesting question. How did that not insert into the general thinking of how you are relating to your customers? So NLP people, this will be up on YouTube. Maybe the Webroot people will respond. Maybe they will have some insights into this. And so let's follow the discussion and see how this evolves. Maybe they will choose not to respond. Maybe they consider it unworthy of their consideration, or maybe this is something they'd really like to approach. So look at that. One or two very tiny, well-placed questions at the right moment might totally change the vendor-customer relationship.